Day 22 and I'm off to Lleida today. I'm hoping that because we climbed so much yesterday that I'm on the top of the plateau and I'm going to just cycle along the top, but it never works out that way. The scenery this morning has been absolutely out of this world. It really is mountainscape. You probably can't see it very well, but it's still very frosty and it's cold. It's very cold. My water started off fairly warm when I left my room this morning, but now it's ice cold. But it's beautiful, as you can see. One of the great benefits of having a job, so my daughter's found, is you get paid. And who doesn't like to get paid? But she's also found that this is a whole new level of learning for her, because she now has to pay for her own clothes, her own leisure and entertainment. And when she goes away on holidays, that's another thing that she has to pay for. She's learning to do this by having different accounts. So she has a main account which her wages get paid into, and then she also has a day-to-day living account for entertainment, and she has a separate account for her clothes, and then she has a savings account, each with different cards, so it's easy to spend on different cards for each category of spending. But having a job also means that she has a lot more control over her money, which means that she has more control over her life and her spending. But one of the drawbacks of that is that you find out actually money is limited and you only have so much to spend. So this is another area of learning that she's finding that she's having to grapple with. So the benefits of having a job aren't just social and a place to go for each day, it's actually a launch pad for the rest of your lives and growing up and becoming more mature and taking your place in the world. Today's was one of the hardest rides I've had on this journey, in all honesty. This morning it was constant uphill. It really was tough. And then as I got to about lunchtime, I finally got to the top of what seemed to be the plateau, and there was lots of wind turbines. I thought, yeah, well, this must be the place, because that's where you put them on the top of a hill, wouldn't you? And it seemed to be flat for miles and miles and miles, and I thought, yes, it's good. And a couple of miles in, it was nothing but dirt road. So this afternoon has been equally hard as well, so it has been a really tough day. This first bit out of Igualada, where you see the patches of green, they were the hills that I had all that trouble with. But once I got over there and I reached a plateau, things did become a little easier, even though it was off-road dirt tracks. Summary for day 22, 67 miles covered, which is the most I've done in a single day. That brings the total to 966 miles, leaving 34 remaining, which I somehow doubt actually. The hills climb was also the highest, 809 metres, 2,654 feet, and that total is now 10,071 metres climbed, or 33,041 feet. If you have liked this video, please like and subscribe.